What's up YouTube, Dreamkiller coming at you in another video, and welcome to another episode of DK Talks Movies, the show where I shoot the shit about the latest movie that I went to go see. And today we are going to be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tale, the latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie from Disney. And let me just say, huge Pirates fan, was looking forward to this movie, and was it worth it? Well, sum up. Yeah, kinda. So basically, Johnny Depp back, most of the cast comes back for this 5th installment in the Pirates franchise, and, love or hate it, whether you were excited about the fact that you were looking forward to a new Pirates movie, or disappointed that they're still making these movies, at the end of the day, I think this movie does make up for the last movie, because, Stranger Tides was all over the place, and wasn't exactly necessary, but I think this movie kind of is a apology letter to that movie, for that movie existing, and so, but at the same time, it's still a little unnecessary. But so, everyone's bad. Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley for a short portion. We'll get to that later in the spoiler section. And which reminds me, spoiler warning, if you have not seen this movie, there will be spoilers ahead, so I recommend stopping this video at this point, go see the movie, and come back at a later time, because, everyone hates spoilers, so, yeah. So now that those people are out of the room, let's talk about the fact, this movie's got everything you expect out of a Pirates movie. Action, comedy, a decent story, a pretty decent villain in Javier Bardem, who is the current villain at this movie, playing Captain Salazar. And, it's, the best way I can describe it is the best way I just got through watching Angry Joe's review of the movie, and one of his friends that was with him in the review described it best. It was a checklist that they basically put in this movie. There's a checklist, there's action, there's comedy, there's Jack Sparrow, there is, a plot, there was a villain, there was a thing that they needed to find. It was pretty much, point A to point B type movie. It's a popcorn movie, it's not meant to be taken seriously, even though at some points I felt that they were trying to take this a little too seriously at times. They were trying to establish a plot, but at certain points of the movie, they sometimes just said fuck the plot, and there's a lot of plot threads throughout this movie, and some were, I should say, fulfilled. Some plot threads are kind of left hanging, and that's pretty much what you can expect out of this movie. There's a lot of plots, a lot of things don't make sense at times. Some things just get cut off. I think this movie was kind of trying to do so much, but it just didn't either have the time to do it, or just didn't have enough money to go through with it. But we have the one thing where they're just basically, the plot is they're trying to look for the trident of Poseidon that can break away all curses of the sea, which is kind of like the Deus Ex Machina of this movie, and basically, the hero is looking for this. I can't explain more without spoilers. So basically, all I'll say is this movie is worth going to see in the theater, but don't expect much. It's an average film, but it is worth going to the theater to see. It has those popcorn moments that, make you want to go see it in the theater, but at the same time, don't expect much out of this movie. That being said, let's get to spoilers. So, I didn't know Will Turner, who is the captain of the Dutchman. I didn't know he had a son. And apparently there was an after credits scene in the third movie where they show that. I did not know that they had an after credits scene. I went to go see this with my friend. She was a huge Pirates fan. She's a huge Disney fan. She's like bouncing up and down throughout this entire movie when I was with her, and it was a more enjoyable experience with her. If I had gone by myself, I probably wouldn't have had that good experience, but she made it better. So Chelsea, if you're watching this, hi. And thanks for making my movie experience with this movie way better than it probably would have been. But I didn't know. I didn't know for a fact that some of the Pirates movies had after credits scenes. I did not know that. I didn't know they were pulling Marvel out of these movies. So apparently, there was a scene where they showed up that Keira Knightley's Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner had a son, and because he's the captain of the Dutchman, he can't step on land for the next 100 years, so they barely see each other. But the movie starts out with the son trying to finds Will Turner, his father, saying, "Oh, I know a way to break you of the curse of the Dutchman and to find the Trident." Will's like, "It's impossible to find it. Don't waste your time. Live your life." And unfortunately, Will's son does not do that. And so we go years later when his son is all grown up, and that's when we run into this main antagonist, Captain Salazar, because when Henry, the son, is on a British Navy ship, they stumble upon Captain Salazar and his dead men crew into this cursed island or rock formation or whatever it is. And, they get destroyed, but, Captain Salazar lets Henry live because he knows information about Jack Sparrow, where he could possibly be, and so he tells him to warn Jack that he is coming to kill him. And so Henry goes to where, tries to find Jack Sparrow, and Jack Sparrow is on St. Martin, where him and his crew are trying to steal, or trying to rob this bank, and it leads to the most, over-the-top moment I've ever seen in a Pirates movie, where they end up trying to steal this one-ton safe that has all the money in St. Martin, but they end up pulling the entire fucking building out of its foundation by like 6 or 7 horses. And I'm like, God damn, what the fuck are they feeding these horses? So that leads to hijinks, and we also have this female lead who is this highly intelligent, smart woman who does astrology and all of this, but she's labeled as a witch because she is smart, which, I know it's like, for the time that was a thing, but they kind of overdo it at times to the point where it's like, really? Okay, we acknowledge the fact that they like to treat women who are intelligent like witches back in that time, but do you really have to push it in our faces sometimes? It got annoying, but eventually it stopped. So we got her, and she ends up with Jack and Henry and the crew to try to find the Trident. And so that happened. So then it's like we got Salazar going after Jack, but at the same time he wants the Trident to take control of the sea permanently. We got the British Navy, they want control of the seas with the Trident. And of course Henry wants the Trident to free Will of the curse and all curses. And so they find the Trident. They break the curse, and we have Barbossa. Before we have the final ending, sorry, I'm all over the place, but it's a lot to go in my head what was going on in the movie. So we have Barbossa, and it's revealed that the female lead is his daughter through explanation and whatnot, and so we have moments where they acknowledge the fact that Barbossa reveals his father, but then he sacrifices himself and he ends up dead. So no more Barbossa, no more Geoffrey Rush, and that kind of disappointed me because Geoffrey Rush was the second greatest part of this movie, apart from Johnny Depp. Like Johnny Depp and Geoffrey Rush's interaction with each other is the best of this entire film franchise. It was kind of fucked up that they got rid of him in the end. Just as they revealed that he was her father. And so it's like, Disney, they killed off Yondu, and they fucking killed off Barbossa. Who are they gonna kill off next in their movies? I don't want to really know. But so yeah, and then towards the end, Henry and Will are reunited, father and son, and then Keira Knightley comes as Elizabeth Swann. They're reunited, and everyone's all happy and whatnot. And then Jack Sparrow goes on to having his pirate life, looking for treasure. But that's not it. We have I was just about to leave the theater when my friend tells me, "Oh wait, there's an after credit scene at the end. Don't sit down." I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know there were after credit scenes in pirates movies." So, so we have an after credit scene, which I don't think a lot of people knew, because half the theater left, and there was like quite a few people that were still there. Apparently, like, only a few amount of people found out through spoilers on the internet that there's going to be a credit scene at the end. So we sit there with half the theater gone, and so Elizabeth and Will are in a bed sleeping together, and then there's this shadowy figure that appears in the thunderstorm, and it's kind of glimpsing at the fact that it might be Davy Jones. Hell, it really is Davy Jones, because they have like him raising his claw about to strike Will, but then Will wakes up and it's all one big dream. Or is it? Because then the camera pans down, you see barnacles and damp water and stuff on the ground, revealing that Davy Jones might not be dead. I don't know how the fuck he's not dead, because Will stabbed him in the heart to become the captain of the Divine. Like, I don't know, like maybe something to do with the trident breaking brought him back. It's not really explained that well. And considering the fact that supposedly this is supposed to be the last Pirates movie, how does this factor in here? It kind of leads to the fact that maybe this isn't over, but they've said that this is the last Pirates movie. If this is the last Pirates movie, you kind of left us all confused. I think if you just left this after credit scene out and just left the ending the way it is, it could have been the last movie. But now with this, I don't really think this is the last Pirates movie. But another thing that in the Angry Joe review that made me interested if there is going to be another Pirates movie, there was this origins story to how Captain Salazar became who he is. We see a young Jack. When Salazar attacks all these pirates and Jack is aboard one of these ships with the pirates, and his captain dies and he becomes the captain, it leads to a thing where Jack takes the compass that he's always had. This is how he explains how he had the compass, how he has all his clothing. I'll get to that in a minute. So it leads him into the rock formation that's cursed, and how Captain Salazar ended up being there. So, Jack leads him in there, makes a U-turn with the boat through a rope, which was badass looking, and, tricks him into going to that cursed place with a smug Jack just, swinging the compass around, knowing that he fucked him over. And it was like probably the best scene in the movie, seeing a young Jack, which, they said that, some people said that the CGI young Jack looked bad. I think he looked decent. I don't know why people are crapping on CG character. Like, people crapped on Tarkin from Rogue One. Admittedly, it was pretty iffy, because, the acting, whoever did the motion capture didn't really do a good job of portraying the actor, I forget his name, because the actor who originally played Tarkin was a brilliant actor, and they didn't portray that well in Rogue One. So I'll say that it was not great, but it was decent. And this CGI young young Johnny Depp looked pretty decent. I don't know why people were crapping on it. I thought it looked decent, but it kind of in the Angry Joe review, he kind of, it was kind of with the idea, like, if they continue doing Pirates movies, like, maybe do a young Jack Sparrow and his adventures, and I wouldn't mind that, like, do a prequel Pirates trilogy, maybe. I wouldn't mind that, but as for the future, going forward with this movie, I don't know, what with the after credit scene, I don't know where they're gonna go with that. And if this truly is the last Pirates movie, if it is, then you kind of left us on a confusing note, but nonetheless, this has been an enjoyable franchise of movies. First one was a classic. It will always be the best one. The second one was okay. Third one was where things kinda got iffy. And Stranger Tides, it's Stranger Tides. But this movie I think was a good way to end it, if it's going to end. Hopefully, if there is going to be more Pirates movies, hopefully it'll get better from here. I don't know, but overall, I think this was a good movie. It's definitely worth going to the theater, paying money, but only go see it once, because it's not worth multiple viewings. So that's it. I highly recommend you go see this movie, and that's my review. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a professional movie reviewer. I just give my opinions and recommend or not recommend a movie based on what I saw. And, you know, while this movie was not perfect, it was not terrible, like Stranger Tides. I mean, this really made up for the last movie. It really did. So I would recommend seeing it only once and probably picking up the Blu-ray when it comes out. Which I kind of like. I don't know why they haven't done a Pirates collection yet. I mean, they do collections for everything these days. I wouldn't mind if they, you know, eventually do a collection where I can pick up all these movies, because I don't have all the movies. I think I have the first one and that's it, and the second one, but I don't have any of the other ones. So get on that, Disney. Please make a Pirates of the Caribbean collection if you don't mind. So yeah, that's my review. Go see it. Hopefully you like what I got to say. If you do, hit that like button because my channel grows because of it, and subscribe because, as always, I have many more videos to come like this. Thank you all for watching. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming, and Pirates fans keep on rocking. Yo ho.